I don't see him coding the UI on Amazon's website. I don't see him moving boxes. Like, he's not actually doing the productive labor whatsoever.
Well, yeah, but all of those productive jobs are a lot easier to learn than probably managing a multi-billion-dollar company, right?
Oh my god.
What?
I mean, I don't know, man.
So I'm asking why, but CEOs get paid a lot of money in the United States to run these huge companies. Why would a board of investors pay money to a CEO if their incentive is to just make money themselves? Why would they pay money to a CEO?
Dude, I feel like I could answer this question at a better time, to be honest with you.
Are you in like some Pell Grant stuff, or are you actually paying out of pocket for school?
Do I have to disclose my finances on stream?
You don't have to, but I was gonna say, if you're paying out of pocket, you should just flunk school now and don't waste your money on a degree. If you're just gonna tell people to read a book because you can't communicate a simple idea to somebody. I don't know why the fuck you would go to college, and then when you have a debate against somebody that's a college dropout, your appeal is, well, go read this pop book that wasn't even assigned in any of your classes. I don't know why you would appeal to that. Like, if you're a junior in college and you're doing a sociology degree, why don't you sound like an educated person that can give me an educated answer? Well, I don't understand. I'm just saying, save the money, read Wikipedia, do what you do. Good luck.
Hey. Can you try again?
Hey, hello.
Hey, I hear you. You're just soft, I guess.
Oh, well, how's it going, buddy?
It's going pretty good. I just got off work. What's up?
Nothing much. I saw you responded to my TikTok video. I gave you a holler, and here we are.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, so, I mean, yeah, what did you think?
Well, I mean, obviously I disagreed with everything. That's why I reached out to talk, right?
Yeah, right on. So I made two. Are you a friend of the Andrew Tate one, or I honestly forgot the other one I made?
One had to do, I think, with the value of labor. I don't remember what the Andrew Tate one was, but yeah, we can run through both of them if you want.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so value of labor.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like I think the question was, how do you like what is the value of any of labor in an economy is generally like what people are willing to pay for it, which usually correlates to the like supply of people that are able to do that particular job, and then how many people want that particular job done. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but I feel like there's just so much more we're missing, right? Like, I feel like even just like geographically, if you're doing the same job in a different country, like your labor is going to be a different price.
Yeah, it could be because the demand for that particular job might be different in different parts of the world, right? Like, let's say I'm a really good like ice fisher and I move to Florida. I'm probably not going to get paid much for that job in that location, right? Supply and demand can change depending on where you're at geographically, change in like how much, like what time period you're in or what the current demands of the economy are, right?
I mean, yeah, sure. I gotta ask, are you streaming right now?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I'm always streaming.
Based on
okay, where are you streaming on?
YouTube.com/.
I got you. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. If I remember correctly, from the TikTok.
Do you want me to? I can just play this down. It's like a 40-second one or 45-second one, so I can know exactly what you said. And then you want to do that?
Okay,
real quick?
Sure stuff.
Okay, yeah. Let me play that real quick. Hold on one sec.
Compensated based on the demand for your particular set of skills.
Why, what a great point, Destiny. Let's ignore every other material factor that determines the price of wages. Let us also avoid the topic of class analysis and inherited wealth. Looking at material conditions and the relationships of people and the means of production is just far too fucking complicated for this Twitch streamer. Jeff Bezos gets paid because he's super fucking skilled and no one else could probably ever even do his job, ever. Dad used to decide who was the richest man in society.
Oh my god, your chat is so funny, bro.
Don't worry about chat. We don't worry about them right now.
Who was the richest man in society. That was old and archaic, and now we have the market, which is new and innovative. And totally different. Totally different. The market is rational and justified. Ignore any similarities to feudalism.
You don't get compensated based on how hard you work. You get compensated based
remember
on
more
the
about
demand
this
for your
video now.
particular
Okay,
set of
so
skills.
it seems like in general, this is like a common talking point here. People feel like CEOs are paid too much, or that CEO jobs aren't harder than like.
Yeah, that's exactly my point. Yeah, actually, I'd like to further that. I think anyone could do Jeff Bezos' job. I think in theory, like if you're given the resources and the time, you could anyone. There's nothing stopping anyone from doing what Jeff Bezos does. There's nothing unique about Jeff Bezos.
Well, then why doesn't everybody just start a multi-billion-dollar company?
Because not everyone has the means that Jeff Bezos has. I mean, correct? Like just.
Do you know how much money Jeff Bezos had when he started off with Amazon?
Off the top of my head, no, I could not name that figure.
Well, sure, but just like my understanding, and I could be wrong, but way back in the day, Amazon just sold books. Like it was a small. It's not like he started off with like Donald Trump, like $100 million, and then
okay, and again, I think like geographically, like okay, you're selling books like in the United States in the imperial core, like that the geographic lends itself to another advantage, I think.
Well, I'm just saying I think that Jeff Bezos was able to accomplish something that was relatively unique, even for somebody who was able to attend college and everything, right? I don't think that you could say like everybody could be Jeff Bezos, right? It's probably not a fair statement, no?
I mean, I think anyone given the same resources and circumstances could, in theory, become Jeff Bezos. Yes, if you're born at the time he was, for frontlining the industries that he was, indeed, yeah. If you had the capital like he did, then yes, you could do it. What I'm trying to point out is that he's not particularly special for doing this. I don't think so whatsoever. And especially when you take into account like the actual work that goes on at Amazon, like I don't see him coding the UI on Amazon's website. I don't see him moving boxes. Like he's not actually doing the productive labor whatsoever.
Well, yeah, but all of those productive jobs are a lot easier to learn than probably managing a multi-billion-dollar company, right?
Oh my God.
What?
I mean, I don't know, man. I think I'd rather be in Jeff Bezos' position. I think I'd have an easier time as an occupation as Jeff Bezos than working at one of those fucking shithole warehouses.
It's not about an easier time, or it's a matter of like how many people could theoretically do a given job. If training somebody to drive a forklift or be like a front-end designer or developer is probably easier than getting somebody that's competent enough to make decisions, the correct decisions for like a huge company. That's probably a significantly harder thing to do.
What decisions? What groundbreaking decisions is he making? See, I think you have this fable of what CEOs do day to day. Uber and some of these other very large tech companies have ran successfully without CEOs, without present executives.
Okay.
If you can have an entire company that's working, right, that's functioning, that's making money without a literal CEO, what is the purpose of a CEO?
Okay, well, here's a question. If you think that a CEO has no purpose, why do companies have CEOs with public boards? If you've got a board of investors, why would they pay a CEO so much money doesn't do anything?
Yeah, I mean, I think that question, there's a lot to that question, I think.
Well, let's think about it. So an investor sitting on a board gets money based on how well the company does. Why would they throw away money towards a CEO that gets paid a lot when they could just instead split that money up amongst themselves?
Because in part, like being paid to not do anything is central to the American economy.
Wait,
labor that is ultimately unproductive gets paid a lot more. This is from, again, I know you don't do books, Destiny, but this is David Graeber's Bullshit Jobs. That's a book that covers this topic kind of in detail, where there's a lot of jobs in this economy where you don't actually produce anything valuable, but you still get paid.
Okay, so that wasn't my question. My question was, let's say that I'm sitting on a board with like other people,
okay,
and we're trying to figure out like how do we want to make the most money? Because let's get a little bit more fundamental. Do you agree that a board of people that all have ownership stock in the company, they just want to make money, right?
That is indeed one of their motives, is to generate capital.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if they want to make money, Why would they waste money on a CEO when they could just divvy that money up amongst
Why
themselves?
do companies waste money on middle managers, man? There's so many companies, banks, hospitals, universities have bullshit jobs. They have jobs that all across the country. There are companies that have jobs that don't produce anything. Yes.
Okay, I want to ask this question a third time.
My university,
I'm trying to ask, why would a board have why would they pay money, exorbitant money, or give shares to a CEO? Why would they dilute their own investment? Why would they hurt their own pocketbooks to hire a CEO if he didn't do anything? Why would they do this?
I mean, it in part, this is the organization of companies in the U.S. Yes, like.
No, you don't have to have a CEO.
Like,
you don't have to pay them a lot of money. No,
like,
you don't have to. There's nothing demanding you to do that. You have to have a CEO for a certain. You have to have a CEO if you want to file like a C corp, sure, but you don't have to pay them a lot of money. You can just pay them $1, just make a random dude CEO, right? So I'm asking why, but CEOs get paid a lot of money in the United States to run these huge companies. Why would a board of investors pay money to a CEO if their incentive is to just make money themselves? Why would they pay money to a CEO?
Dude, I feel like I could answer this question at a better time, to be honest with you. But like I still don't see this as a point of we're talking about CEOs not doing anything. That doesn't actually counter my point. You're asking why would they pay someone? Well, okay, I don't have the whole story of like why do CEOs get paid such ceremonious amounts?
Well, the answer, I mean, I can give you an answer.
In that capacity, but what's the answer? Okay.
The answer is because these are people that are in charge of leading companies and making like incredibly costly decisions that could either be massively beneficial or massively detrimental to how the company functions or operates, right?
Okay. And if again, if a CEO is so vital and necessary to the function of a company, explain to me how a company like Uber runs without multiple executives. Because
I don't know what you're talking about. So Uber has a CEO. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, right now, but they went. I'm implying they went through a period without multiple executives.
You can probably have some. You can probably have some period of time where you're looking for new executives, but ultimately you want some. I mean, a car will run if the driver passes out for a few minutes before it drives off the road. Like, I mean, what do you mean? That's not an argument for anything.
Okay, a driver passing out, again, is a lot different than an entire company working, right? There's a lot of moving parts there.
Yeah, the CEO doesn't.
A lot of cars in the case of Uber, a lot of cars.
The CEO of a company isn't like running the day-to-day like line level stuff of a company. I'm sure that a company could run for a while without, just like a restaurant could probably run for a little bit without a supervisor. It could run maybe a bit longer without any managers, probably a bit longer without any store owners, right? The higher up you go, the longer you could like have that person theoretically step away before noticing. But I'm just asking, like, what do you think happens when like the boss leaves, man? Like everything just falls to shit. Like I find workers are often competent enough to carry out their own tasks. But their own tasks aren't enough to keep everything running.
Evidently they were in Uber's case.
No, because it wasn't just line level employees. There were probably still a lot of VPs and everything working in that company.
Okay.
We could use a restaurant as an example if you want.
Okay, I'm just gonna the specialty of my knowledge here is specifically at universities, and universities run on a similar organization and basis as a lot of corporations in the U.S. The university pays presidents, college presidents, exorbitant sums, executives, exorbitant sums for people. Again, these are people who don't do much. And in the case of a college and a university, it's being able to say, well, this is our mascot. It's being able to provide patronage positions to people. That's one of the reasons, right? And that's a reason you can see at corporations as well.
Okay. Are you going to university right now? What year are you? Are you like freshman, sophomore, junior?
I'm a junior.
Okay. This is what I would suggest. Ask a professor and administration or write a letter to the school president and say, hey, what do you do for your job? I think the answer would surprise you. It sounds like you think they just sit in an office all day and spin their chair around.
What he does for his job.
You think all they do is ask just because you live somewhere doesn't mean you know anything about what the jobs are of the people around you.
Okay. Okay, so are you saying you know more about the day-to-day life of my university president than me? And then again, like, have you read on this subject at all?
No, but I know how businesses run.
Have you read on this subject at all?
Nope, but I know how businesses run. So
okay,
I could probably
so
make
Destiny, I'm going to ask you. I have one question I really wanted to ask you since I've came on here.
Yeah.
And that is, when was the last time you read a book cover to cover?
The last time I read a book cover to cover, I think a couple weeks ago, I read a book called The Great Divorce by C.S. Lewis, and then a week before that, it was Mere Christianity by the same author.
Are any of the books you read of political philosophy, political history, Destiny?
I just got a book on Wittgenstein I'm going to read. I've read Problems of Philosophy by Bertrand Russell. I read a book called Lying About Hitler that had to do with that David Irving case. I read a book called Against the Backlash that had to do with Boston and federal politics in the 60s. I mean, I don't know. I read random shit sometimes. I don't read a lot, but what does that have to do with anything, though?
I mean, I'm just saying, bro, because it's like you're telling me, like...
Oh, I read an interview with the author of a book called Politics
about what college executives do. And not only am I, again, living experience, like I know intimately, right?
Well, but you don't. I'm telling you, without making weird appeals to like what books you read, I'm telling you that if you don't think a school president does anything, you don't know. That's like a fact. I'm not asking you what books you read. You just don't know.
I'm not saying like literally anything, right? I'm not saying they wake up and then like that they just do whatever they want. But I'm saying a lot of their functions are, one, ultimately hollow and I think unnecessary.
Okay, if that's the case, then why don't you start a school with no school president and make more money than anybody else, right? This is gonna go back
again. Okay, so there's a lot of reasons, right? There's a lot of reasons. One of them is patronage. In the case of universities, you will see people receiving these positions because of patronage. I can give you a very specific example right now. Is that we have a Purdue University's president was a former governor of Indiana. How did he get on board how did he become Purdue University's president? But previously being the Indiana governor, he got that because he put the people at Purdue University's board of trustees on the board. It's political patronage sometimes. It's you're paying someone off.
That's my question is, what does he do as a job? Do you think he does nothing? Do you think the school could run without a president?
I'm saying as a function, you asked what would be the function, right?
Yeah, so I'm asking what do they do as a job? I'm asking what he does as a job.
A lot of money for not doing work. You asked me what was
Yeah, I don't know why you would pay. Like, these people could all be, if we live in a greedy capitalist society, which you probably agree do, then why would people waste money paying like bullshit jobs or middle managers?
Again, I invite you to read a book, Bullshit Jobs. If you want to understand why you would pay somebody, because I'm being honest,
Bullshit Jobs that's like a pop econ book. Why would you appeal to this?
Okay, a little low key, yes, but it's certainly a great read on the economy. It's by a very acclaimed anthropologist, David Graeber. But like that's where I'm coming from, Destiny, and I'm like, you're just saying idealistic truisms.
I'm not telling. Wait, hold on. Wait. What am I talking about? Idealistic truisms.
You're just like, well, if we live in a capitalist society, and if everyone is out to make as much money as possible, well, the only thing that they would do is the thing that makes the most money as possible. And of course, there's so many other factors, and one of the ones I'm trying to bring in again and again is patronage, right?
Hold on, that's not the case. There can be reasons why people don't act like that. We haven't even begun the conversation. I'm just trying to ask if you had any reasons why. So like somebody could say, for instance, if you go to your job for more hours, you can earn more money. Don't people want to earn more money? So then why doesn't everybody work 60 hours a week? And you might counter, well, yeah, people could earn more money, but some people value other things like spending time with friends or family more than earning money. That's why they don't all work 2 jobs or 60 hours a week. And I go, okay, that's a good counter. So my question for you was, if you have a board of investors that represent people that own stock in a company, why would they choose to throw millions of dollars away at a CEO that's just costing them money when they could just pocket that money? There's got to be some reason why. And I'm asking you what that reason is. If you don't have an answer, then you just don't know. But maybe you do have an answer, and then that would be like the next part of the conversation. We could talk about that answer.
I just told you one, patronage, right? In the case you want to pay a
patronage doesn't make any sense.
The university exec did something nice, so you pay him back.
I don't know how to engage with that. Can you give me an example of this?
I just gave you one. The president of Purdue University right now.
So you think that the president of Purdue University like doesn't do any work? He's only there because he gave the school something?
Bro, okay. Let's define like colloquially work, right? I really wouldn't consider it work if my job was board of trustee meetings, meeting with alumni, throwing parties, doing speeches, showing up to fundraiser and student events, That's not really like work. You know what I mean?
So you don't think he adds any value to the school that justifies him being the president? I don't know anything about him.
I think he adds significantly. I think university presidents across the United States and CEOs and executives of all kinds add very little to their organizations compared to how they're compensated. Yes, obviously.
Then why do people waste money on him? Oh, you said it's because of patronage.
Well, I mean, one reason, but the other reason is like explicitly, like this is the capitalist hierarchy, right? There needs to be people.
That's not what the capitalist hierarchy is. There's nothing to do with the capitalist hierarchy.
That has nothing to do with capitalism. People getting paid more for not doing work.
No, that has nothing to do with capitalism.
Like that, the economic system, let's be clear, the economic system of the United States has nothing to do with how people are paid. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, paid more to do less work is not capitalism.
That is capitalism. Yes, you are paid more to do even less. Please read a book, Destiny.
Can you give me an example of a book that you've read that's not a pop econ book written by an anthropologist about economics?
I mean, plenty, man.
Okay, give me
I
one.
think I made some videos about Vosh, but
wait,
I was
hold on. Give me one.
him...
You're appealing to an authority that you don't have. I don't know why you keep doing this to me. We can have a discussion about economics without having to cite a book. And when you're giving me a pop econ book written by an anthropologist that's pretty controversial, and then you're trying to like pull that as credentials against me.
You haven't even read.
Any pop X book is going to be controversial, probably for oversimplifying.
Dude, David Graeber's work is. You're questioning his integrity without knowing a thing about the author. You haven't even seen the cover of the book, and you're judging, bud.
I'm not judging. I'm asking you to give me any.
David Graeber's History of Debt. I mean, like that book is conclusive. I don't know, bro. Like he has good work. I value his work. You should go check it out before you're gonna sit here and bullshit me and say, "Oh, well, this pop econ book. That's so like what?"
What is your major?
The deflection.
You've deflected the whole conversation. I'm just curious what you're majoring on.
Sociology and political science.
Okay, if you're writing a paper in a poli-sci class, you can't just say You can't just say go read this author. I'm pretty sure it's part of your. I don't know because I'm a college dropout, so maybe I didn't get this far. And you guys write advanced papers I don't know about. But my guess is going to be that if you have to write in a given class about a given topic, you probably have to cite the ideas and the justifications for those ideas that the authors that you're reading gave you. You can't just say like, oh well, what's the answer to this? Oh well, go read. Read.
Man, you also caught me. You also caught me at 11 p.m. after work. I could go crack open the book.
The fact that you're telling me you have to crack open the book
I
means
want to
you don't.
do something a little off the cuff, and I'm saying if you want more, if you want the best, you're either gonna have to catch me another time, or you're gonna have to read the source material yourself. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Okay.
I'm not trying to dodge you.
Gotcha.
Be clear.
Okay. Are you on like some Pell Grant stuff, or are you actually paying out of pocket for school?
Do I have to disclose my finances on stream?
You don't have to, but I was going to say, if you're paying out of pocket, you should just flunk school now and don't waste your money on a degree. If you're just going to tell people to read a book because you can't communicate a simple idea to somebody. I don't know why the fuck you would go to college, and then when you have a debate against somebody that's a college dropout, your appeal is, well, go read this pop book that wasn't even assigned in any of your classes. I don't know why you would appeal to that. Like, if you're a junior in college and you're doing a sociology degree, why don't you sound like an educated person that can give me an educated answer? Well, I don't understand. I'm just saying, save the money. Read Wikipedia. Do what you do. Good luck. Hey. Okay, what a fucking waste of time. Fuck me, dude. Jesus Christ. Fuck me in the ass. Okay, I don't care. We're done with that. I want to get back to my schizo drama. Where's he at?
Marjorie